Welcome along and welcome to a very, very wet day here on Felsbrun. It is really wet here on our seasons from scratch. And our weather is not looking to improve an awful lot. If we look at the weather forecast, we've got rain until about midday today, and then we've got thunder at 6 o'clock. So I'm not expecting us to really be able to dry out the crop enough to do more harvesting. The next day is even worse. We've got an entirely rainy day. So our plan very much is probably going to be to sort this field out. We've got a plan for this in our crop rotation. So we had canola in here. So we're going to plant some winter wheat in this. We should be able to plant wheat at this time of year. Yes, we can. So that will be ready for us very early on next year, sort of the end of summer, which will be absolutely fantastic. So yeah, we're gonna plant some wheat in this field here. I've also set out our planting for the next few years. Our other two fields, we're going to put oilseed radish in one and wheat in the other. So we're going to end up with two sets of wheat. As you can see, we are planting some cotton going forwards as well as some corn and stuff. So it should be great if we go that far with this series. So let's hook this up and get this done. We might do some spraying today as well. It is raining, but hopefully that's going to dry up a bit. So let's disconnect that and this. Let's jump in here and jump out. Sometimes this is a little bit funny. There we go. Right, so we're going to hook up to our seeder and get our wheat in this field. We're then going to have a look at the contracts that we have available to us that we'll be able to do. I don't think we have anything that we can put on this field first. It's very much a case of we will do some stuff later on that. I don't think we need any lime or anything. Let's have a quick look though. It's always worth checking these things before we start. So our field 33, our field 30 is not ours. Field 31 is ours. As you can see, there's a couple of spots that don't have any lime, but otherwise it's all good. So yeah, we're all good for this. We don't have any. Do we have any cables to connect up? No, we don't. So let's take this out. So we're minus 12,000. I'm hoping we've got enough in here to do this field. If we don't, what we'll end up doing is just borrowing a bit of money to get that in. Now, one of the things that has been pulled up, certainly on this series and the start from scratch, is that why don't you get rid of the combines that you got hired and keep on with those and basically use the ones for let's just check. No, we don't have GPS on this, it's too old. Why don't you we haven't turned that on. There we go. And we're away. Why don't you get rid of the combines and just use the ones for contracts? And I think certainly on our other Start from Scratch series, while our fields are a long, long way from being ready, we are going to do that. We're going to get it so that we get rid of the hired or the leased combine that we've got, and we're going to replace it with the ones that are actually on the contracts. We will eventually do the same thing here. The thing we've got here though is that we still need our leased combine to cut our other two fields, and it will cost quite a bit for us to get it back. So I need to work out whether it's worth us replacing it when we know we've got 2 days of wet now, or whether it's worth us continuing to hold on to it, not use it, and then come back. And the thing is, because we're not using it on these 2 days, that's where the big cost comes in. So yeah, I think once we get towards the end of this field, once we get this field done, we'll have a look at that and take a closer look at our combine, whether it's worth holding on to it until we need it, or whether it's something that we can do without and get past. Anyway, I'm going to continue on this field, and we'll come back in a bit when we're a bit further through. about halfway through the field, and yeah, this is going well. We still have 591 litres of seed. We've used nowhere near 500 litres of seed, so we're in a really good place. We're looking at and making it the whole way through this field without having to fill this up. Absolutely brilliant. Really, really pleased about that. That means that we're probably actually going to get all of the winter seeding done without having to spend any money, because I think our other two fields we might be able to get the oilseed radish into without actually having to spend anything to do it. So as long as we can get some contract work and keep the cost of the combine down, we should be in a really, really good place. But at the end of the day, we'll see where we are. The rain is beginning to stop now. That's good news. The crop is not going to be anywhere near ready to harvest or dry enough to harvest. And as you can see at the top, we do have got more rain and a big storm on the way actually. So that is really going to chuck it down. We've got, as I said, it's a massive amount of rain we've got over the next 2 days on here. Or over this day and the next day on it, and I'm really worried about how quickly our crops are going to dry out over the next couple of days. As a result, are we going to be able to get this harvest in? We should have enough. I mean, we'll be on day 5 of autumn when we actually get a good amount of sun that might dry our crops out. But even so, that's a long time to wait, and you know, that is going to hamper our ability to make money off the harvest quite a bit. Thankfully, we only have these our own 3 fields to deal with. But yeah, I'm not liking how this could hamper our ability to get some contract work done as well. Last strip on the field now, and it's coming up to midday on the map. In fact, it's actually gone past. It's 12:15 now. We're going to have all of our wheat planted, which is absolutely fantastic. Really pleased to have this job done. What would be cool is if we've got some fertilizer in our fertilizer spreader. I don't think we have at the moment. I think we'd actually need to swap that out. And if that's the case, I don't think we actually have any fertilizer kicking around our farm, and being in minus 12,000, we definitely don't have the money to do it. Let's turn that off and fold it up. We're down to 147 litres in our seeder as well, so not really much else we can do with that right now. It kind of prevents us as well from doing any contracts that require seed, because we're not in a position where we can actually do that. We can actually buy any seed or anything, so there is that issue. We really just got to look at where we are and what we have. Now we have 2 things of herbicide there, so that's good. We have a thing of lime, and if we've got a thing of lime, does that actually mean we have some fertilizer in our spreader? I think we should go and have a look at that. So what we're going to do is we're going to detach this. Like so, reposition ourselves on our spreader and see if there is anything actually in our spreader that we could go and spread on our newly planted field, because if there is, that is going to be a massive help to us. Connect that up, and we do need to connect up that and that as well. There we go. So let's have a look. What do we got? In fact, we are full of fertilizer. That is fantastic news. What we can do then is we can immediately get this field spread with fertilizer. So let's open this up. Got quite a wide coverage this, so I don't want to waste any fertilizer. Think about here should do it. And away we go. Yeah, there we go. Really good coverage. We are overlapping the edge of the field a little bit, but that's not the end of the world. And yeah, this will cover it in about 3 strokes. which is what's great about this piece of kit. It means that I can pretty much cover the whole thing. But yeah, this means this field is off to an absolutely cracking start. It is going to produce quite a bit, and be should be really, really brilliant. We're putting oilseed radish in everywhere else, simply because I don't want to put a winter crop in elsewhere. But here, yeah, we're putting in winter wheat, so we wanna get this in now, and that will then get us in the best place for this, hopefully, for next year. I do worry slightly about moisture. I think the seeds might be, in fact, I think the seeds are fairly good at being fairly hardy, in the heat. Whereas the young plants won't be, so hopefully the germination will hold off a little bit, but I think in general this will only be good for us to be able to get this fully set up and done. And look at that, yeah, 3 rows and we have got it fertilized. Absolutely brilliant. And this is coming to the end. In fact, we have so much fertilizer left in this. Wow. That is just incredible, the amount of fertilizer we've got left in this. Especially considering we've just missed 2 little bits. So we're going to go and grab those quickly. So we'll get this one. And the patches you see in the field, those are bits that have been, that had dead crop and things in, that managed to get fully fertilized before we finished last time. And again, I think this is one of those spots, isn't it? I know it did actually get done. So there we go. That is that field done and dusted and good. So I'm going to have a look at eggs at this point. We know we've got some eggs to sell. I want to look at the price. I want to see whether we can sell those and make some cash. If so, we can load them up onto our flatbed. I'll just position this back. We should really have switched out the full ones for the empty ones that we've got there. So detach that, detach those, detach that. Perfect. Actually, we can leave this here. So let's go and look at our eggs over here. And yeah, so we have 2 full crates of these. Sale price for eggs at the moment will be good in a couple of days. So we're going to leave this one, give this one a chance to fill up, get a little bit up. Our chickens themselves, though, oh wow, we really, really need to give them some feed. So I think they might be all right for the water at the moment. But yeah, we really, really need to give them some feed. So let's go and get our tractor here. I think we might have a little bit of feed left in. No, we don't. So this is where we start having a bit of an issue. What have we got in our storage? So in our storage, as far as wheat goes, we do have some wheat in our storage. So we can use that actually. So we'll go and clean up our chickens first. And having done that, oh wow, I have just noticed we are not, so we're going to sort the chickens out, but we've got the thunderstorm on the way. We're going to leave this for now. We're going to get our tractor and trailer and we're going to head up to our field because it has dried out. It wasn't raining that hard. So let's get this Lexian started up. We'll lift up our header and we'll go and get started on our field because this is an opportunity to get this harvested that I hadn't realised we'd got. And as a result, we can get as much harvested as quickly as possible. We've got maybe 4 hours at most where we can harvest. And we do have 2 fields. Now I'm tempted to go and do our smaller field, but this is closer and we can get at this quicker. So we're going to do a simple up and down on this. There's enough space for our combine to turn around and do things like that. So I'm actually really pleased. I'm really pleased that we're in a position where the crop has dried out quickly enough for us to get it harvested. If we can, that will be fantastic. But we do only have a limited time to get this done. So yeah, we'll see how we go. We are definitely gonna get a hired worker on this. We've got half an hour on this combine before it charges us a big load of money again. So yeah, it all depends on how quickly we can get this up, and hopefully our crops will fund this harvester for this year. Because otherwise, I'm not sure what the best approach is, other than getting a really cheap harvester to do this stuff. But I think that would be an issue for us insofar as getting the crops up in a good amount of time. So our race against time hasn't quite worked. We got 55% full. Unfortunately, it's not enough. So what we need to do is we're going to rush back, grab, we'll turn our harvester off, put this down. We're going to run back and grab our tractor and trailer. But yeah, in that brief period, we did manage to get nearly 5,000 litres. 5,000 litres of soybeans off the field. It's not a huge amount, but it does at least get us a little bit further forward. I don't think we're going to be able to harvest these for another couple of days now. It's annoying that the rain is a little bit ahead of schedule. As a result, we're not able to get as much harvest done as I'd hoped. We did get some done, and that's a really good thing. I'm really pleased about that. So let's get this up to the field and get our harvester emptied so that our soybeans don't go and get all wet. Right, got our trailer to the field now. I actually really like this mod. This trailer mod is a fantastic mod. Really is. But what we're going to do is we're going to empty this out because this will easily take all of this crop we've got here. We're going to get this emptied into the trailer. We'll immediately cover it and head it back to the farm. We'll leave our combine here. Our combine doesn't need to head back. There we go. So let's get that covered. And what we'll do is we'll pop over to our combine. We'll put the auger in. And our combine can remain here until the next time we need it. And thankfully, because we've not gone over an hour with it today, in fact, we hardly used it at all today. It hasn't cost us anything extra. We will go over the cost of the combine in a moment. But being able to quickly react like that, that was a bit of a godsend. So hopefully we're going to be all right. But let's get this back to the farm, get this into our grain store. And yeah, not a huge amount of harvest done today, but at least we've got some. Back at our farm, at some point I'm going to have to put a gate on there, I think. But we can now get this done and into here, like so. And yeah, as I was saying, we have at least got some done, which is an important thing. Really important for us to get at least some work done with this. We can now continue on and get the chickens cleaned up. So we'll switch over to the rear one. Down goes that. Want to open it up. And get this collected up. Not wise to leave our chickens either dirty nor without feed. There we go. So that has got their wheat picked up. A little bit there. Proper storm this is as well. There we go. Lift this up. And in it goes. Right, so let's close that. We'll do that and close that up. And then, because we've got some wheat in storage, what we can do is pull this trailer out. And we'll actually use what we've got in storage rather than spending any money, which would be really, really good for us. So it looks like next time we're probably going to have to try and do some contract work. It's going to be a wet day next time. But there's not much I could do to get around that, obviously. There we go. And that sorts that out. Let's head over here into this and grab this. Now there's a checkered area in the middle of here. Back up over and press that. We've got some barley. Now I think we can feed barley to our chickens. So we're going to give that a try. See if it will actually let us do it. If not, we'll just tip it straight back into our store. But I'm fairly sure we can feed our chickens either wheat or barley. So open that up. Yep, there we go. In goes the barley. So that is absolutely fantastic. This should take, yeah, wheat or barley, so that's good. We're going to go and check out the water after this. So we'll hook this up, as we did last time, we'll hook this up to the front of this tractor and get it checked. So what I'll do is that, we'll lift our forks up and we'll let this get emptied, and then we'll see if we can give them a bit of water from our tank as well. Okay, there we go. That is all of the barley in there. Leaves our chickens in a really good way. So let's bring that up, close it up, and then, as I was saying before, we're just going to hook this up to the front of the tractor so that we can give it a check, and hopefully with this, at some point we are going to have to return this. So I'm just going to push it forward a little bit. Yeah, lots and lots of water still in this trailer. No way to sell it, but I don't think we paid anything for it in the first place. I can't remember. I need to go back and check our earlier videos for that. But certainly we can empty it. It won't empty out much. It's down to half full. So let's disconnect it, and yeah, that pretty much covers us for today, I think. Not much more we can do. There is possibly a couple of contracts, but it is 10 to 6 in the evening anyway, so we're going to be losing light soon. Let's take our little Mercedes back and park it in the shed and round things off. Which basically means that all that remains is for me to say a thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.